Oh. Says it's live. There we go. Hello and welcome back. It's been a long time. No idea if anybody can hear me. But let me get this off of here. Today we're going hands-on with the new set, Rage of the Abyss. Goodness gracious. Hold on here. So officially this set comes out October 11th, but we're opening it up a little bit early. Official tournament stores generally have access to new sets a couple days before they come out. So, here. So I need to know confirmation if there's any sound happening.
Well, if you're OBS.
I'm not using OBS.
We are using a phone.
Oh yes, this will be a scuff stream.
Set disabled. Microphone's on.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, I can solve my own issue here. Yep, there's sound. There's definitely sound.
There you go.
Alright, cool. Cool. Alright, so, we're going to open this up. Got a nice Rage of the Abyss box. 9 cards per pack, 24 packs per box. Put this off to the side. 3. Do them in sets of 3. Let's get right into it. Something like this. I'm gonna get this 100% wrong. Mementolan Akihiron. This card is normal or special summoned. Let me make sure you guys can see this. This card is normal or special summoned. You can activate this effect this turn. Level 9 or higher memento monsters can attack directly. I don't know. I don't know too much about the memento monsters. They're... I keep speech jamming myself with my headphones.
Take them off.
I know. I just turned them down so I don't hear them anymore. Battle Wasp. Rapier the Onslaught. So there was Battle Wasp before. Now there's more Battle Wasp support. Now I've got... If you're an insect player, this is a good pull. Interesting. Mimighoul Fork. This is another one of the new Mimighoul cards. Target a face-down monster your opponent controls. Your opponent chooses one of the effects, and you apply it. You can change to face-up attack or defense, or send it to the graveyard, and its owner draws 2 cards. Okay, you can also banish it to add Mimighoul Fork from your deck to your hand. That's not bad. New Valmonica Ereditare. A spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control a Valmonica Link monster. Negate the activation. Okay, cool. So Omni Negate. And if you do, destroy that card. You can banish this card from your graveyard and shuffle it into the deck. Valmonica cards from your hand. Oh, sorry. Shuffle it into the deck, comma. Valmonica cards from your hand, face up extra deck or graveyard, and or banishment, except this card, up to the number of resonance counters on the field. Then you can draw one card for every 3 cards shuffled. Holy cow. If you haven't played against Valmonica, their ability to get resonance counters is pretty easy. They can constantly inflict damage to themselves and heal themselves, and that will build up the resonance counters. So, let's see what else we got here. Insect Invitation. Face up monsters your opponent controls that were not summoned this turn become insects. And then it lets you shuffle banished insect monsters back into your deck to draw a card. And if it's in the graveyard, you can, at the end of turn, you can put it back in the spell and trap zone. I'm not really an insect player, but Tactical Trainer of the Six Samurai. Interesting. Tuner. Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects.
I have a bunch of the Six Samurai.
Yeah. They added a bunch of new support for the Six Samurai in this set. Effect activated. You can special summon this card from your hand. Okay, sorry. When an insect monster effect is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you activate this card in response to your opponent's effect, activation, negate the effect. And you can't summon anything except insect monsters. And you can fusion using this guy. That's pretty useful. Ooh, Metal Illusionist. I did screw this up. I guess it has to be 4. And then shuffle it to the front. Increase this card's level by 4 during your opponent's turn only. You can use each of the following effects of Metal Illusionist once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can set one Metal Morph trap directly from your deck. Then if Max Metal Morph is in your graveyard, you can draw one card. You can also declare one other monster type. This card becomes that type until the end of your opponent's turn. Okay. I can't remember what this guy's original card is called. This is a retrain of a classic card. A lot of this is retrains of Bandit Keith's cards from the original series. And then Virtue Stream. Target fish, sea serpent, aqua monsters you control. 2 cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. Banish this card from your graveyard. Target a monster on the field. If it's a water monster, next time it will be destroyed. It's not. If it is not, it becomes a water monster. So some usability probably in this for base fish decks. So like crisp, perfect openings we can get with these packs. Get out of here. 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a newbie. If you have a monster with 0 attack, 0 defense in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. If it's you can do this. You can add a light insect monster from your graveyard to your hand, except newbie, and then place one of your traps that is banished from your graveyard on either the top or bottom of your deck. Could be good. Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. The Indestructible Insects going to be their own mini archetype within this? I don't know. You can target your monster in the field, including... Yeah. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That's always pretty useful. Okay. Release Brainwashing. Monster is tributed from the hand or field except during the damage step. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Apply this effect based on which player owns that monster. If you own that monster, take control of it, but return it to your hand during the end phase. If your opponent controls that monster, you negate its effects until the end of this turn. You only use one release brainwashing per turn. Aqua Jet Surface. Special summon a level 4 lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua monster from your hand or graveyard. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except Xyz monsters while you control that monster. If your opponent controls an attack position monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target a fish, sea serpent, or an aqua monster you control. It gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. So just lets you search what usually are some pretty weak cards, but hopefully with the new retrains, this will end up being really good. Anarchist Monk of the Six Samurai. So the problem is, unfortunately, I don't actually know the whole Six Samurai gimmick, so I can't talk about them too much.
I'm not talking to you.
Summer Schoolwork Successful. Activate this card by placing 5 Schoolwork counters on it. If a monster is special summoned from the extra deck, or a card is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a spell or trap effect, remove 1 Schoolwork counter from this card. Then, if the number of Schoolwork counters on this card is now 0, destroy this card, and if you do, gain 4,000 life points, then set 1 Schoolwork trap from your deck or graveyard. Then if you have 1 or less cards in your deck, you win the duel? What? That last one just comes out of nowhere. Then if you have 1 or less cards in your deck, you win the duel. Alright. This card's weird. Never-ending Nightmare Absorber. That looks cool. Close over your eyes. Yeah. That looks really cool. So, level 2 Water Fairy Monster. Gains 1,000 attack each time your opponent activates a monster effect. If your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand, graveyard, or banishment, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your graveyard or hand, but destroy it during the end phase. That's kind of useful. I like that. Chaos Allure Queen. Chaos support. That's interesting. You can discard 1 other light or dark monster, special summon this card from your hand. You can target 1 monster in either graveyard and equip it. Equip that card as an equip spell, and if you do, this card's name becomes that card's name. Then you can summon a Dark Allure Queen from your deck or graveyard. Interesting. Ooh. Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. Up here. Oh, too close. Nice though. Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned with Max Metal Morph. That was activated by tributing a level 5 or higher dragon monster. Okay, that seems strict, but let's keep reading. You can reveal this card in your hand, set 1 Metal Morph trap from your deck, and if you do, shuffle this card into the deck. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can negate the activation, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack of 1 attack position monster your opponent controls. You can only use each effect once per turn. Could be good. I guess a lot of these cards are going to depend on me opening up Max Metal Morph. Oh. Failed. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Time Engine. It's always treated as a Metal Morph card, and it's a trap, so it's searchable by the other cards we were talking about. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, target 1 of those monsters and special summon it. Then if you special summon a level 5 or higher machine monster by this effect, and have a Metal Morph trap on your field or graveyard, except this card, you can apply the next effect. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, Then you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to that special summon monster's original attack. Okay. Oh, Sangen. I forgot. This is, I guess, Tenpai support. Once per turn, when a monster is destroyed by battle involving your Fire Dragon monster, you can target one of those destroyed monsters, special summon it to your field in defense position. During your opponent's end phase, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target a Sangen spell trap in your graveyard. Set it, but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay. A little bit of recycling. Also ability to steal your opponent's monsters. El Magi Mergi. Gains attack equal to the total link rating of the link monsters in your graveyard times 400. During your main phase of this card is in your hand, you contribute a Cyberse or link monster and special summon it. Okay. Niche. Abyss Sting Triana. No. Triana. Special summon one Atlantean or Mermail monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you do, equip it with this card. The equipped monster will be destroyed by battle or card effect. You can send this card to the graveyard instead. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Target up to 3 of your Fish, Sea Serpent, and or Aqua monsters that are banished from your graveyard and shuffle them into your deck. You can only use this effect once per turn, and you can only activate one Abyss Sting Triana once per turn.
You forgot to take down the VTuber tag for now.
True. Detach one material, Puppet Shark. Detach a material from a monster on either field, and if you do, excavate the top 4 cards of your deck, choose one of them, and apply the appropriate effect based on the card type, and place the rest on the top of your deck in the same order. If it's a monster or spell, I can add it to my hand. If it's a trap, I can set it. Okay, that's just a pretty useful search. Tactical Trainer of the Six Samurai, or him. Goblin Biker Grand Crisis. I love the Goblin Bikers, but they are a constant chaotic mess. You can hardly make sense of what's going on in the pictures. But you target one Goblin monster you control and one monster your opponent controls, or target one Goblin monster in your graveyard and one monster in your opponent's graveyard. Banish both monsters. You can send this face-up card from your spell and traps onto the graveyard, then target 5 of your banished Goblin monsters with different names and special summon them. But you can only use one Goblin Biker Grand Crisis effect per turn, and only once that turn. Alright, well. That could be very powerful. Depends on how long you're allowed to keep that on the field. But its synergy with just basic Goblin cards is very nice. Xyz Poseidon Splash. Control an Xyz monster that has an XYZ monster as material. You can declare one attribute. Declare one monster attribute on the field and destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute, except monsters equipped with an equipped spell. Banish this card from your graveyard. Detach material from a monster you control. Special summon a Fish, Sea Serpent, or Aqua monster from your graveyard to either field. Primite Roar. Pay 2,000 life points, then declare one normal monster card name. The declared normal monsters and Primite monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of your opponent's turn. Then, if you control no monsters, you can special summon one declared normal monster from your deck in defense position. If your opponent normal summons a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one normal monster you control or in your graveyard. Banish one monster from the field with less attack than that monster. Interesting. I guess I'll have to see what the other Primites do, but the artwork's nice. The dragon's cute. That's our first thing. Let's keep going. Sangan Furrow. Skip over the cards we've seen already. Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. Zoa, the Fiendish Beast. If your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card without tributing. You can only use each of the following effects of the Fiendish Beast once per turn. This card is in your hand. You can special summon this card in defense position. Then, if Max Metalmorph is not in your graveyard, your opponent can special summon one monster from their hand. During your main phase, you can set one Metalmorph trap from your deck. So again, this is back to the Metalmorph archetype, which is a retrain of Bandit Keith's cards from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! This is related to the original Metal Zoa, I think. Azamina Soul Erisichthon. Erisichthon. Azamina Soul Erisichthon. Oh, this is awful. Azamina Soul Erisichthon. It's a fusion. 6 stars. Takes one illusion monster plus one fiend monster. If this card is fusion summoned, you target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. During the standby phase, you can target one Azamina or Sinful Spoils card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Alright, that's not bad. But, notably, oh goodness, sorry. Notably, it's an illusion monster that does not have the normal illusion monster protection for battle. Azamina Determination. I had one Azamina fusion monster in your extra deck, so reveal it. And for every 4 levels it has, rounded down, shuffle one Sinful Spoils card from your graveyard and or banish into the deck, and then special summon the revealed monster. Treat it as a fusion summon. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a Sinful Spoils spell or trap in your graveyard and set it. That cannot be activated this turn. Okay, so we're already into cheating out the fusion monsters. We haven't even seen any of the high rarity stuff. Another Chaos Allure Queen. I don't know if I have Dark Allure Queen. I'll have to go back and check my pulls from the tin. That got some reprints. Another Tactical Trainer of the Six Samurai. That's 3 of him. Armored Shark. Okay, my first actual shark card in Rage of the Abyss. So this card is always treated as an Armored XYZ card. You can send a Water XYZ monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. Then target a fish monster in your graveyard at the same level as that rank of monster. Special summon it. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Xyz monster you control, equip this card to that monster as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. Not bad, okay. Mermail Shadow Squad. So, this card is always treated as an Atlantean card. You can discard one card to the graveyard. Water monsters you control become level 7 until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, special summon one level 4 or lower Atlantean or Mermail monster from your deck, except Mermail Shadow Squad. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except water monsters, which usually is not much of a problem. This is also a 3-star 1900 defense monster, 0 attack, but definitely going to be useful for expanding water decks.
You want me to post your live on the Discord?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Union Pilot, the return of Union monsters. Comment if you know anything about Union monsters, if they were at one point relevant, because to me it feels like they're more of a forgotten archetype. And so the Union effect, for those who don't know, once per turn you can either target one effect monster you control and equip this card to that target, or unequip this card and special summon it. If the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. You can return this card equipped to a monster to your hand, equip one appropriate banished union monster to the monster instead, as if it was equipped by that union monster's effect. And if you do, special summon this card from your hand. Okay. So I guess, yeah, it's just union support. Not bad stats. Probably good for building into something, but... Another Battle Wasp, Rapier the Onslaught. Haven't gotten any other Battle Wasps yet. Time Engine. Another Metalmorph card. Probably, I think, the only Metalmorph trap I have so far. El Magi Mergi. Got this one again. Summer Schoolwork Successful. Still just fantastic artwork, too. Flipping Feline. That's a cutie. If this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon it in face-down defense position. After this card was flipped face-up, if a monster or monsters is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can target one of them, special summon it in face-down defense position. So I guess one of those cards that you can just play around with positions and flipping. Manta Man, the Ultra Human. Psychic. Cannot be tributed or destroyed by battle while face up on the field. You can use each of the following effects of Manta Man, the Ultra Human, once per turn. If your opponent controls a face-up card you own, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the end phase, if this card was normal or special summoned this turn, you can place this card on the bottom of your deck, then return one face-up card in the field you own to your hand. And probably pretty useful in certain situations. Another Xyz Poseidon's Splash. And Goblin Bikers Gone Wild. If you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are goblin monsters, you can special summon this card without tributing. You can only use each of the following effects of Goblin Bikers Gone Wild once per turn. This card is normal or special summoned. You can special summon one level 4 or lower goblin monster from your deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one card on the field and attach it to one Goblin Xyz monster you control. That's a pretty useful effect. Them crazy Goblin Bikers. Oh, there we go. More Battle Wasp. In your position. Battle Wasp wins. Twice per turn. If Battle Wasp monster is normal or special summoned to your field, except during damage step, you can target one of them and add a Battle Wasp monster with less attack than that monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, once per turn, you can target one insect monster you control with a level. This turn, you can treat it as a tuner if it was used as synchro material. You'll use one Battle Wasp wing per turn. Only activate one per turn. Denial Deity Doten. Let's try to find an angle that's a little less glaring. Anyways. One light monster plus 2 monsters except on the field or in the graveyard. So they have to be from your hand or deck. Fusion Summon card cannot be destroyed by battle. As long as no monsters on your field or graveyard share an original name with any monster in your opponent's field or graveyard, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can send from your hand, deck, or extra deck to the graveyard one monster with the same original name as a monster in your opponent's field or graveyard. Then target one monster on the field or graveyard. Banish it. It's a lot of words for basically saying that there should only be one copy of everything in fields and graveyards. Chaos Star Source Dragon. 1 light or dark dragon synchro monster plus 1 dragon monster. This card's fusion summoned. You can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of light and dark monsters used as this card's material and destroy them. This card is banished. I can target 1 level 4 or lower, level 4 light or dark dragon monster I control. Its level becomes 8. You can only use each effect once per turn. Mementolin Akihiron. Anarchist Monk of the 6 Samurai.
I set you to just chatting.
Excellent. This should be just chatting. Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. Your opponent special summons a monster from the deck or extra deck, and you control a Diabell Star monster card, except during the damage. What? Well, let's try this again. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters from the deck or extra deck, and you control a Diabell Star monster card, except during the damage step. Okay, so this doesn't work during the damage step. Target 1 monster your opponent controls and shuffle it into the deck. During the damage step, when your Diabell Star monster battles an opponent's monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. That opponent's monster's attack becomes halved until the end of this turn. Ugh. Phalanop Sisters. Phalanop. Yeah, I don't know. If the total levels of monsters you control are less than or equal to the total levels of monster your opponent controls, you can tribute this card a level 7 or higher insect or plant monster from your deck to your hand. So far, sounds like Trap Trick support. Oof. Never-ending Nightmare Absorber. Firestorms over Atlantis. Activate one of these effects. Discard 1 water monster to the graveyard. Then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Or destroy 1 fire monster in your hand. Then you can draw 1 card. If only your opponent controls a monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Then target 1 level 7 or 8 water or fire monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Interesting. So generally in the lore, Fire Kings and Atlanteans are mortal enemies, constantly at war. And this card lets you basically use one or the other, or I guess if you wanted to be really crazy and run a Atlantean Fire Kings deck, this would be a card that would let you use it for either the Fire Kings or the Atlanteans. So that's pretty cool. So far, I think just super rares, no ultra rares. Maybe 1 ultra rare. Metal Illusionist. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Mimighoul Fork, another more Mimighoul support. Newbie. Release Brainwashing. Ragnarika Wisteria of Woe. Special summon this card as a normal monster, plant dark, level 4, 1600 attack, 0 defense, it's still a trap. Then if you control a Ragnarika Link monster, you can banish up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard. That's pretty useful. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle 2 insects, plants, and or reptile monsters from your graveyard or banish them to the deck, and if you do, set this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Primite Howl, another Primite card. Declare 1 normal monster card name. You take no battle damage from battles involving your declared normal monster or your Primite monsters for the rest of this turn. Then if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 declared normal monster from your deck or graveyard. During your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 normal monster your opponent controls. 1 normal monster you control or in your graveyard. Take control of 1 monster your opponent controls with a higher attack than that monster until the end phase. Okay. I'd like to see some Primite monsters. The traps seem really good for running with normal monsters. Insect Invitation. Oh, Max Metalmorph. We finally found it. Tribute 1 face-up monster. Special summon 1 monster that cannot be normal or special cannot be normal summoned or set, and mentions Max Metalmorph from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then you can equip this card to it with the following effect. The equipped monster gains 400 attack and defense, and it cannot be destroyed by spell or monster effects. Also, your opponent cannot target it with monster effects or spell card effects. You can only activate 1 Max Metalmorph per turn. Okay. At least now I can use Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. Yeah. Goblin Biker Grand Crisis again. Nice. Oh, I just noticed, I think there's White Forest card. Yeah, there's some White Forest characters in the background of this. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up here. A little lower. Goodness. There we go. Somebody a bit more knowledgeable than me can probably tell you who they are. And Abyssarine. Oh, maybe it's Abyssarine. There we go. Abyssarine, the Atlantean Spirit. Always treated as a mermail card. You can tribute this card and send 1 Atlantean or mermail monster from your hand or field. Take 1 level 7 fish, sea serpent, aqua monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except water monsters. Okay, during your opponent's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, discard a card to the graveyard, draw 1 card. Okay, could be useful. Short intermission. I need to get some water. All right, friends, I have returned. Not perfect. Zoa the Fiendish Beast. 6 strike, double assault. Another 6 samurai card. Butterfly Fish. Okay, fish effect. This card is sent to the graveyard. To activate a monster effect, I can add this card to my hand. If a monster is sent to the graveyard except by battle while this card is in the graveyard, I can discard a card and special summon him. And he locks you out of summoning anything from the extra deck except water monsters. The turn you activate either of this card's effects. Okay. Chaos Star Source Dragon. Perform Mage Ball Balancer. Surprisingly, there's any kind of pendulum support. It's a lot of text, too. I'm not. Mantman the Ultra Human. Valmonica Hereditare. Token support. You trade any number of tokens, then target one monster you control with 0 attack. Gains attack equal to the number of tokens tributed times 1,000 until the end of this turn. And if it does, it can attack monsters up to the number of tributed during each battle phase this turn. You can only use this effect of token support once per turn. At the end of your opponent's battle phase, you can special summon support tokens up to the number of tokens destroyed during this battle phase. Oh, neat. So you can power up and sacrifice tokens, and then also recoup tokens. Ooh, Azamina Ilia Sylvia. Nice. Takes one illusion monster. It's also level 6. Takes an illusion monster and one light spellcaster monster, which is probably a reference to the White Forest cards. Any battle damage your Azamina monsters, except Azamina Ilia Sylvia, inflicts to your opponent is doubled. You can only use each of the following effects of Azamina Ilia Sylvia once per turn. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you contribute this card and negate that effect. This card is destroyed by battle or card effect. You can add one Sinful Spoils trap from your deck to your hand. Decent support. Going to be quite a pile. Let's shift it over a little bit. Virtue Stream. One of those. Fish support. Ruby Sapphirus, the Adamant Jewel. It's very cool looking. Level 9, Rock Monster, Xyz. Benefits from fire materials and water materials. The water materials let you negate, the fire materials let you power this guy up. Denial Deity Dotan. Another one of him. Third El Magi Murgy. Reincarnation Unveiling Male. This card is always treated as an armored Xyz card. This looks like, very much looks similar to the art of the number C32 Shark Drake something. I'm not exactly sure. The Xyz monster equipped with this card gains these effects. It cannot be destroyed by battle. And once per turn, if this card battled, I can return one card equipped to this card to my hand. Then immediately after this effect resolved, Xyz summon one water Xyz monster. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, I can equip it to an Xyz monster I control. Okay. Reincarnation Unveiling Male. QQ Enagon. Negan. Well, that's a dinosaur. This card is in your hand or graveyard. You can reveal one level 9 monster in your hand, except him. Special summon both this card and the revealed monster in defense position, but you cannot special summon from an extra deck for the rest of the turn, except rank 9 or higher Xyz monsters. You can only use this effect of QQ Enagon once per turn. A rank 9 or higher Xyz monster uses this card as material gains an extra 900 attack. 4-Mage Ball Balancer. Puppet Shark. And Centurion Primera Primus. Pretty. See if we can't get a good view for you guys. So this card cannot be destroyed by battle unless it was special summoned from the extra deck. Interesting. You can only use each of the following effects of Centurion Primera Primus once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add 1 Emblema card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then destroy up to 2 cards, 1 on each field. If a face-up Centurion card or cards you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. Alright, that's pretty fun. I like the Centurion cards. Definitely have a lot of use and power behind them. Wow. Boom, boom. 4 and flip. Alright. So another Azamina Soul Ersichthion. Armed Rebellion. Because they're bees. Special summon 1 insect monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand or deck. Then if you special summon from the deck, send 1 monster you control to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except insect monsters. If a face-up insect synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card and add 1 Summoning Swarm from your deck to your hand. Tsuru Puru Purun. This card is in your hand. You can target 1 water monster in your main monster zone, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this guy. Then you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls in this card's column. Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. Another super cute token support. Another Valmonica Hereditare. A Battle Wasp, Sachi the Ceremonial Bow. That looks pretty cool. If this card is synchro summoned, you can treat it as a tuner. Once per turn, you can return 1 continuous spell you control to the hand. Then you can control to the hand, semicolon. You can normal summon 1 Battle Wasp monster during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summon set. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each of your banished Battle Wasp monsters. You can only use this effect of Battle Wasp, Sachi the Ceremonial Bow once per turn. So I think that feeds into the whole Battle Wasp swarm and burn strategy. And the Primite Howl, but still no Primite monsters. And Drake Shark. Very cool looking. Remember C-32 reimagined if he got to be a shark. A Shark Drake Xyz monster that has this card as material gains this effect. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card, then to target 1 spell or trap on the field and attach to this card as material. You can only use each of the following effects of Drake Shark once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon this card. This card can be treated as 2 materials for the Xyz summon of a water Xyz monster that requires 3 or more materials. Ooh, that's actually super useful. Then you can just do it as with 2 monsters. It's a lot easier to get out than 3. Alright, well, maybe I could run Shark Drake. And Drake Shark. Hilariously enough. More cards. We're like halfway through. Ruby Sapphirus, the Adamant Jewel. Tsirupurupurin. Union Pilot. Armed Rebellion. Reincarnation Unveiling Male. Azamina Determination. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I want to play around with some of the Azamina White Forest. The artwork is just so cool. It's going to be way too much. I remember it coming like right about here, I think. Yeah. Insect Invitation. Flipping Feline. And Mimighoul Charm. So cute. Once per chain, during your opponent's... Oh, it's an actual, like, secret rare. Nice. Once per chain, during your opponent's main phase, if a Mimighoul monster your opponent controls is flipped face up, you can randomly choose one face down card in your opponent's extra deck, and if you do... Sorry, and if it's a monster that can be special summon it to your field, but you cannot activate its effects this turn. If it wasn't, or couldn't be special summoned, banish this card. I am going to have to research what it means to be able to special summon something from the extra deck or not. There's probably a lot of cards I can't steal. If I have to be able to meet its conditions, that might be different, but... Interested. I'm going to look this card up later. Mimighoul Charm. I think it's the first of the new Mimighoul cards I've gotten. Water break. One, two, three, four. Let's see here. All right. Battle Wasp Wind. Denial Deity Dotan. Newbie. Ruby Sapphirus, the Adamant Jewel. QQ Enneagun. Kind of looks like Mementoin. He has like gems at his joints. Armored Shark. Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. Ooh, careful. Fill in Up Sister. And Cursed Fire King, Doom Burst. Interesting. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 400 attack until the end of this turn. You will use each of the following effects of Cursed Fire King, Doom Burst once per turn. If you control a Fiend Tune, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card's special summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. It loses 600 attack till the end of this turn. For Fiend Tuner. Cursed Fire King. One, two, three, four. Flip. Oh, another Abyssing Triana. Aqua Jet Surface. Butterfly Fish. Chaos Star Source Dragon. Filling Up Sisters. Max Metalmorph. Alright, I have 2 copies of Max Metalmorph now. That's much better. Guilt of the Sinful Spoils. And, token support. I think we're on the last card. And, ooh, Fiendsmith's Agnum Day. There. That's pretty good. Let's see what this guy does. So it takes 2 or more monsters, including a light fiend monster. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one light non-link fiend monster in your graveyard and special summon it. And if you do, equip this card you control to that monster as an equip spell with the following effects. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the total link rating of link monsters equipped to it times 600. So 6, 12, 18. Nice. If the equipped monster attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Okay, nice. Definitely going to good if you have light fiend monsters. I don't know if the fiendsmiths are the only ones. If they are, I don't have enough of them to really qualify. That's why they sell singles. Zoa, the Fiendish Beast. Sky Strike, Double Assault. Time Engine. Tsurupurupurun. Anarchist Monk of the Six Samurai. Another Azamina Determination. Never-Ending Nightmare Absorber. Xyz Poseidon Splash. And Subcoming Song Morganite. For the rest of this duel, apply the following effects. You cannot activate monster effects in the hand. Monsters you control can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. If your monster battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Add 1 Morganite card from your deck to your hand. Then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. Very cool. Very strong effects that last for the rest of the duel and drastically change how your deck works. There's another Morganite, Time Tearing Morganite, and that one also has some cool effects where you draw 2 cards, but there are some heavy restrictions. Definitely going to experiment with running some Morganite and having some fun with that. Shiny. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, another Battle Wasp Wind. Battle Wasp Rapier the Onslaught. Sangen Furo. Azamina Soul Erekthian. Chaos Allure Queen. Flipping Feline. Insect Invitation. Primite Howl. Still no Primite monsters. Come on. Ha! There we go. Primite Imperial Dragon. Ultra rare. Nice. Get it this time. Oh, pretty close. Though the shininess kind of makes it difficult to see the details of the card. Cannot be normal summoned except by tributing 1 normal monster, but can be normal set. 5-star monster. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon 1 Primite monster. You can only use this effect of Primite Imperial Dragon once per turn. This card is tribute summoned. You can apply these effects in sequence. Negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls. Banish all monsters your opponent controls of the same type or attribute as a normal monster in your graveyard. Ooh, that could be pretty powerful. I'm wondering if I can do Primites mixed with Dark Magician or Summon Skull or other things that could be easily cheated out with Toy Engine. Being able to give those normal monsters a bit of protection is nice. One, two, three, 4. Alright. Heavy Cavalry of the Indestructible Insects. Virtue Stream. Yeah. Mementolian Chiron. Mimigul Fork. Summer School Work Successful. Battle Wasp, Sachi the Ceremonial Bow. Reincarnation of the Unveiling Male. Armored Shark. And yes, number C32, Shark Drake Levaze. Which is just a super rare, which is very nice though. Takes 4 level 5 monsters, but you can also Xyz summon this card by discarding 1 spell and using a rank 4 Shark Drake Xyz monster you control as material. Transfers material to this card. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, change its attack to 0, and this card can also make a second attack during each battle phase. And if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. Clocking in at 3,100 attack, 2,600 defense. It's pretty good. What are we doing? We're trying. That glare is not loving it. Oh, should be good though. Very nice. Very happy. Let's continue to see what else we got. Guess I'm upgrading a shark deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release Brainwashing. Union Pilot. Abyssing Triana. Mementolian Akihiron. Mantman, the Ultra-Human. Anarchist Monk of the Six Samurai. Puppet Shark. Oops. Flipping Feline. And Legendary Lord, Six Samurai Shien. It's pretty cool. Takes 1 Warrior Tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner Six Samurai monsters. This card Synchro Summon, you can add 1 Six Samurai monster or 1 Shien effect monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect of Legendary Six Samurai Shien once per turn. Also once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. If this card on the field will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy 1 monster you control instead. Alright, good survivability. Yeah, Rainbow Samurai looks pretty sick. I know Shien, the name, is very common in the Six Samurai archetype. Let's continue on. Pile's getting a little intense. 2, 3, 4. I feel like I shuffled a little bit there. I don't know what happened. Sangin Furrow. That new B. Zoa, the Fiendish Beast. Chaos, Star Source Dragon. QQ Enigan. Reincarnation Unveiling Male. Xyz Poseidon Splash. Azamina Determination. And Battle Wasp, Grand Partisan, the Revolution. This is the crazy 12-star. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. Insect synchro monsters you control gain 200 attack for each of your banished insect monsters. If this card is banished, you can special summon it. Then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of your banished insect monsters. Then inflict 500 damage to your monster for your opponent for each card destroyed. So if this card gets banished, it special summons itself back. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, definitely like this artwork and the shiny rarities a lot too. I don't want to get more Battle Wasp. I wish they were less mechanical. But all right, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll do a flip. Oh, Wandering Titan of Tartarus. It's a new common, which is kind of interesting with how many commons I've pulled already and how many of these packs we've just been racing through lately. There are still a couple commons I haven't gotten. If this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, send as many cards you control as possible to the graveyard. If you do, special summon this card. Then send cards your opponent controls to the graveyard up to the number of cards you sent. Neither player can activate monster cards and monster effects in response to this card's activation. That's pretty nice. If this card is sent to the graveyard except from the deck, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard and send a card on the field to the graveyard. It's interesting. It's definitely very costly. But it can be kind of easy to send a zombie monster to the graveyard from your deck. If you do it, you can end up blowing up your opponent's field pretty badly. Union Pilot, Virtue Stream, Ruby Sapphirus, the Adamant Jewel. All right, back to the commons we know. Goblin Biker Grand Crisis, QQ Enigan, Mimighoul Armor. There's another new one. A cute Mimighoul monster. It's a flip effect, warrior. If it is the main phase, apply these effects in sequence. This turn, Mimighoul monsters cannot be destroyed by battle. Give control of this card to your opponent. And so then, the next effect. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in face-down defense position. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon this card face up on your field. You can only use each of this effect once per turn. I do like this idea of laying it down in your opponent's field to use up their spots, and then when it flips, it goes back to your field and gives you card advantage. Valmonica Hereditare and Mimighoul Fairy. Flip. If it is the main phase, apply these effects in sequence. This turn, you cannot activate the effects of monster special summon from the hand and give control of this card to your opponent. Okay, so it works the same as the other one. You have to trick it back to your own field. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in face-down defense position. Or if you control a Mimighoul monster, you can special summon this card, face-up card on your field only once per turn. Nice. Nice. Super cute. I like cute monsters. Onwards and onwards. Another Wandering Titan of Tartarus, Mimighoul Fork, Time Engine, Butterfly Fish, Felinop Sisters, another Mimighoul Armor, Armored Shark, Guilt of the Sinful Spoils, and Goblin Biker Grand Breakout. Let me see, what am I looking at? I think I can see what I'm looking at, but it's kind of crazy. Like I said, it's one of the things about the Grand Biker cards. They all seem to have very chaotic artwork where you're not 100% sure what's happening. But I think somebody's bursting through the walls of a jail cell behind them. But you contribute one monster and special summon one goblin monster from your deck, but it cannot attack this turn. When a monster declares an attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard and detach any number of materials from goblin Xyz monsters you control. All monsters your opponent controls lose 1,000 attack for each material to detach until the end of this turn. Okay, that's pretty useful. Being able to, like, search any of your goblins from your deck can be pretty nice. Two, three, four. And flip. Battle Wasp Wind. Battle Wasp Rapier the Onslaught. Aquajet Surface. 6-strike Double Assault. Chaos Allure Queen. Goblin Biker Grand Crisis. Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects. Summer School Work Successful. And Final Bringer of the End Times. That is a terrifying name. Target one monster you control and one card your opponent controls. Destroy them. You can only activate one Final Bringer of the End Times per turn. One monster you control, one card your opponent controls. So that could be effective for that, but it's just a big danger laser. Seems like too vanilla of an effect. It's got only 2 sentences. Is that even modern Yu-Gi-Oh? Onwards. Alright, let's go. Aquajet Surface. Abyssting Triana. Armed Rebellion. 6-strike Double Assault. Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects. Tactical Trainer of the 6 Samurai. Puppet Shark. Man the Ultra Human. And Incoming Machine. Add one monster that mentions Max Metalmorph or one Metalmorph trap from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If you control a Metalmorph trap, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face-up defense position monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-up attack position. You can only do this once per turn. More Max Metalmorph cards. Alright, we are down to the last 2 packs. At some point, I pulled outside of the 3 packs at a time rule. Or I've lost a pack, which I don't think happens, but... It's happened to a bit of streamer luck. Messy open. Denial Deity Dotan. Azamina Soul Erixthian. Ragnarika Wisteria of Woe. Wandering Titan of Tartarus. 4-Mage Ball Balancer. Token Support. Never-Ending Nightmare Absorber. Another Max Metalmorph. And Hesvarog, the Mechanical Dawn. Hesvarog. 2 Light Machine Monsters. Oh, is this a Cyber Dragon card? This card is Fusion Summon. You can activate this effect. During the standby phase of the next turn, add 1 card from your graveyard to your hand with an effect that Fusion Summons a monster or monsters. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or effect, you can banish 1 face-up Light Machine monster you control, or 2 Light Machine monsters from your graveyard to negate the activation. Zero attack. I don't know. could be good. Seems like it belongs in Cyber Dragon. Alright, last pack, here we go. Clean, clean. Alright, starting with Ragnarika, Wisteria of Woe, Wandering Titan of Tartarus, Tsirupurupurin, Butterfly Fish, Formage Ball Balancer, Battle Wasp, Sachi the Ceremonial Bow, Mimigul Armor, shoot, Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects, and Mimigul Slime. Flip is the main phase. Apply these effects in sequence. Your opponent can special summon one Mimigul monster from their deck to their field. And then give control of this card to your opponent. During your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field in face-down defense position. Or if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card face-up on your field. This is another good one. Mimiguls are fun. Alright. That brings me to the end of the cards that I pulled. Unfortunately, no quarter-century rares. None of the big, super heavy Diabell Azamina Chase cards, but still had a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to be able to use some of these for decks I'm building, and some of them will be available for trade to friends and other fellow Yu-Gi-Oh players. For now, though, thank you very much for watching, and this has been me going hands-on with the new set for Yu-Gi-Oh! Rage of the Abyss. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. I don't want to end the stream.